Hello, Beekman Elementary School. It's Wednesday, January 13th. So nice to be talking to you today. Let's get started with the announcements. We've had several pictures sent in from Beekman Bears of their creations for the January STEM Challenge. I'm so excited by all the different ideas that students came up with for their boxes. Some students had really large boxes to work with, and others, had regular-sized boxes. Everyone came up with something that reflected their interests or their needs. Here are pictures that have been sent in so far of what students have done for the challenge. Enjoy taking a look at these. Thank you so much to those students who sent in pictures. And great job with your projects. Thank you for sharing. If you haven't done the STEM Challenge yet, maybe you were inspired by one or more of these pictures and you're going to take a box and create something fun or interesting. You still have 2 weeks in January to do the STEM Challenge, and then you can send me a picture of your creation. So have fun, enjoy making something with a box during these cold winter days. So we don't have any birthdays to announce, but we do have our special segment, Joke Friday on a Wednesday. That's right, we had some students send in jokes, so I am excited to read these to you. So the first one, this is from Adelaide Smith. Thank you so much, Adelaide, for sending this in. Hers is, what did the mouse eat for his birthday? He ate cheesecake. Of course he did. Awesome. I love cheesecake. But I'm not a mouse. All right, next one. What do you call a bear with no teeth? I don't know. What do you call a bear with no teeth, Adelaide? Well, it's a gummy bear. Of course. Good job. All right, and Hadley Scuchamara asks, what's a cow's favorite special, meaning like special class? I don't know. What is a cow's favorite special area class? Well, it's music. I bet Miss Delari loves that one. Nice job, Hadley, and thank you. All right, and the last one from the queen of jokes herself is from Nicole O'Connor. Thank you, Nicole, for sending this in. Why should you put your new calendar in the freezer? New calendar in the freezer? I don't know. Why? To start off the new year in a cool way. Of course. Thank you, Nicole. All right, so those are all the jokes for Joke Friday on a Wednesday. All right, so today we have a special Thought of the Day segment. Normally we don't have a Thought of the Day when we have a Joke Friday on a Wednesday, but since this may be the last time I get a chance to speak to you from my office before Martin Luther King Day, I wanted to take the opportunity to acknowledge the upcoming holiday and share some thoughts with you about equality and justice for all. So many of us know about Martin Luther King Jr. and how he fought bravely for equality and civil rights for African Americans and all Americans many years ago. So Martin Luther King Jr. was a minister, and he gave many speeches and wrote often about the need for all people to be treated fairly, equally, and with love and kindness. Martin Luther King Jr. was a passionate speaker, and he gave hope to millions of people in our country and around the world. He led a movement calling for an end to racism, injustice, and discrimination. Martin Luther King Jr. led many peaceful protests trying to bring attention to injustice and unfair treatment of African Americans and other minorities. At some of those peaceful protests, he and others suffered harsh and brutal treatment by police and others who tried to stop them from speaking out and bringing attention to the problems within our society. He is a hero in every sense of the word, and someone we look up to for working to make us and our country and our world a better place for all people. And as we're all aware, Martin Luther King Jr.'s struggle is the same struggle we face today. Many of us thought that racism and discrimination ended and that the civil rights movement was successful. However, we can see that racism and unfair treatment of people who are seen as different continues today. It is so important that we recognize that there are many people in our country who do not have the same chances to succeed as others. And there are people who experience discrimination and disrespect because they are seen as different and therefore not equal. At our school, we believe that all people are equal, no matter what they look like or where they come from. It's so easy to see differences in others and say or think things like, "She's different, I don't like her," or "He's weird, I don't want to talk to him," or "Her religion, that makes no sense to me." You know, those types of thoughts, as examples I just gave, those are walls that we put up that stop us from seeing each other as people who deserve kindness and respect. When we see only our differences and make judgments about each other, we hurt each other and continue the cycle of intolerance and hate. Remember how we've talked before about bucket filling? Well, when we see differences, or we judge people on those differences, or we put up barriers to understanding, we're not filling buckets. We are emptying buckets and causing others to empty other people's buckets. Martin Luther King Jr. taught us that we are called to fill the buckets of other people through acts of love and kindness. Our own Beekman Bear expectations teach us this: to be empathetic, to be respectful, to accept responsibility, and to be brave. All of those values were demonstrated by Martin Luther King Jr. in his work and the protests, and he would be proud that we have made them our values for our school. And as we look forward to Martin Luther King Day on Monday, I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and celebrate Americans who are alive and working hard today to make our country a better place now for all of us. People like Martin Luther King Jr., who see the opportunity we have to be better and who want all people to enjoy a life free from racism, discrimination, and injustice. You may not know these people, but they are heroes, and they're making a difference every day. Here are some.
Thandawe Abdullah, a young person who is fighting for the rights of black people. Rachel Cargyle, an author who is trying to help others understand racism using Instagram. Van Jones, fighting for a better future for all Americans and promoting green jobs. Jose Antonio Vargas, author and leader for the rights of immigrants. Nihad Awad, a leader in support of rights and protections for Muslims. Esmeralda Simmons, a lawyer who stands up for equal rights and civil rights for all people. Brian Stevenson, a lawyer and author who is trying to end discrimination. Melanie Campbell, she helps black people become community leaders and works to get more black people to vote.
So those are just a few activists and really important people who are doing some great work in the United States around justice and equality and fairness. There are many, many more people, many more Americans who are doing great work as well, but those are just a few that I decided to share with you today. And so lastly, in honor of Martin Luther King Day, which is coming up this Monday, I'm going to read 3 books with stories about equality or justice or fairness, topics that Martin Luther King would be very proud of. So the read-alouds will be recorded and shared as part of the video announcements on Thursday, which is tomorrow, and on Friday. And then the last read-aloud, that'll be posted on Monday. We don't have school, but it'll still be posted for you to watch if you want to, because that's Martin Luther King Day. So I hope you check out the read-alouds and join me in recognizing the work of Martin Luther King Jr. and how important it is that we all remember him and what he stood for. But it's also important that we recognize those who are continuing his work today. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you to listening to that very involved and deep thought for the day. I hope it gets you thinking a little bit and thinking more about Martin Luther King Jr. and his beliefs as we come up on the holiday on Monday. So have a great day today. Keep working hard and do your best. Thanks, Beekman. Bye.